Hey, Aaron and Aswan here. And real quick, before the course starts, we just want to give some value add, just some valuable information that you can begin to step forward into these 7 courses with. And this is for all of you that end the month with more month than money. And I have been there too many times to count. And I know Aswan has some really good information for you in this and a pretty vivid story.
Yeah, likewise, and this takes time to learn because it's not that it's more month than money, and many times it's your mindset, and I tell the story all the time about my first ever job, first time ever working. I was 19 years old. I was making a whopping, hold on to your foot, hold on, folks, whopping $7.15 an hour. Man, but on a
Crushing
serious
it.
note, it was a gym. I had just torn my ACL. I was 19 years old. I didn't have a mortgage, didn't have a car note, didn't have any bills at all. But what I would do is I would take my money every 2 weeks and I would go buy a hat at Lids. All right. And I don't own any of those hats. I don't know where they are. I don't know exactly. Again, I don't own them at all. But the thing I learned in regards to more month than money, I learned that what you have to start doing is start paying yourself first. What you have to start doing is taking whatever it is you're making and putting it somewhere where you don't see it, and then start calculating your bills, calculating what you owe based on that number. But take a percentage of it. I don't see it. It's not mine. I don't, oh, it's not mine. And then work your bills, kind of reverse engineer. And then you will not have the problem. Yes, you may run into a month where it's like, it's tight. But if you stay disciplined, discipline is the word. Don't go into that portion in which you save. And that mindset will make it so you will never, ever, ever, ever run out of money. And it's going to start with say like myself, don't buy the lids hats. You don't need them. Right. So what is that thing for you to say, don't buy those things, and then allow yourself to work with whatever you have?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you a story that's actually pretty recent. So I make much more money than I did back when I was, yeah, making 7.15 an hour
Hey,
and
don't
whatnot.
count those days, man.
Um,
I'm telling you, those are fun days. Less responsibility, mindset wise.
and it's interesting. So, my job in selling medical equipment, my normal day to day, it's commission based. So I can have a month where I make way less, and then a month where I just make an incredible amount of money.
Mhm.
And the Lord was pleased to give me a very, very paltry month, and
Mhm.
then thinking that my next month was going to be fat because essentially I had all of these orders that were going to come through, but the company that was supposed to do those orders just didn't do it. They didn't set aside time, and it ended up happening or whatever. So it wasn't like they did anything illegal, but I didn't get it for a second month. So it was like a second month, and
Mhm.
I'll tell you, the Lord is pleased to do this because it made me realize it brought me back to when I was barely scrounging to make ends meet, trying to start a family
Right.
in Southern California, and we were just constantly naming every dollar to its place,
Mhm.
putting aside, trying to put aside, trying to, we were given with our money and trying to put aside
Right.
savings every time for that emergency, for that rainy day, for that, you know, horrible thing that could happen, or
Right.
emergency medical thing, or whatever it was. And this was like, it put us right back into that mindset. And the beauty was at the end of the 2 months, because we had put stuff away and
Right.
because we had named every dollar and budgeted well, man, it was like, oh, we could
Yeah.
we could just survive off of this much money.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
were in this, mindset where our britches were too big and we thought
Yeah.
we needed this certain amount of money. It's like, no, you can a lot of times you can make do with what you got, if you have that discipline, or if you, like you said, if you have that mindset.
And
So
I'm
thank
sorry.
you.
I'm sorry. I know I didn't. We didn't play this, but I got to tell the story because
Yeah.
you just hit a real trigger. I was struggling myself. I was planning on moving to Florida about 10 years ago now. It's been about 10 years, and my dad I was living at home, and my dad was starting to get antsy, and he started making me pay rent to live at home. Like I believe it's like 200 or 400 a month, something like that. But anyway, I just drove out to Florida one night, no job job offer, nothing, just drove out and started. And what I learned, because my mother told me, is my dad never cashed those checks. He kept them private, and he was able to give them to me to get started when I got out. And that gets me emotional, but he was able to I get goosebumps thinking about it. He was able to give me those checks that he never spent, and I had it, and it was able to get my first apartment out here in Florida. So, Pops,
Man.
love you, appreciate you, man. And these are the things, as you said that about your kids,
Hmm.
again, adults, dads, especially dads, and not to say anything about them, but dads, we got to really show that we're responsible with our money. So,
No, that's right. Yeah. Thank you.
mhm.